Hello students, welcome to Biozone. In previous video, we have studied about what is taxonomy and what is systematics, right? In today's video, we are continuing with the next part of this chapter, and here we are today we are going to study about taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, so let's get started. In previous video, I have taught you that how we write a classification, right? So, and you are also familiar with the classification of cat, how we can write the classification of cat, correct? So, this is the same thing. This is the classification of cat, and you all know the thing. Okay. So, see here, you can see that you can say that the classification is a multi-step process. Correct? Classification of any organism is actually a multi-step process. It is a step, it is another step, it is another step. So this is a multi-step process. Okay. So, and each step we are telling the each step as a category, or we can tell it the taxonomic category, right? Or we can call it what? We can call it the taxonomic category, we can call it group, or we can call it unit of classification, or we can call it rank, or we can call it taxa. You know the term taxa, right? We can call these also a taxon. So what is difference? What is the difference between taxon and taxa? Basically, taxon is a singular term. When we are talking about just kingdom, if we are talking about just kingdom, we can tell the kingdom it is a taxon. That means the singular term. Taxon is the singular term of taxa. You all know the taxa. Taxa is actually plural term, okay, and the taxon is the singular term. So if we are talking about only kingdom, or if we are talking about only phylum, or if we are talking about just class, we can call, or we can mention this as a taxon. Then what is taxa? When we are collectively talking about kingdom, phylum, class, these are all taxa. Basically, it is a plural term. When we are collectively talking about kingdom, phylum, class, and so on, we can collectively call them, these are taxa. But when we are talking about just kingdom or only phylum, when we are talking about only class, we can mention that the class is a taxon, the phylum is a taxon. Okay, I hope it is clear. So, we all know all these things from our previous class. Okay. See, this is now the question come, what is hierarchy? Now the question come, what is hierarchy? This term. Hierarchy actually means a sequential arrangement. Hierarchy means a sequential arrangement, a sequential arrangement. Here we are talking about sequential arrangement of taxonomic category, right? Now, sequence may be of two types, sequence or order. That means we have to write this while classifying an organism, we have to write the various taxonomic category in a proper hierarchy, or in a proper sequence, or in a proper order. Okay, that is hierarchy. Now you know that order may be of two types. We can count from small to large. That means if we count 1 to 10, we can write it from 1. See, we can write it from 1, 2, 3, and we can write it 9, 10. This is a order, and we all know that this is ascending order. Correct? This is ascending order. This is an ascending order, where we are moving from a small value to a large value. Correct? And the opposite of ascending order is descending order. We also know that descending order. Then what is descending order? In descending order, we are moving from a larger value. We are moving from a larger value to a smaller one. This is descending order. Both are order or sequence. In that case also, in case of writing the taxonomic category, or in case of maintaining this hierarchy, we can mention this, or we can write this taxonomic category in ascending order, and we can write this in descending order too. Okay, there is no problem, but you have to mention in which order you are writing this. That means you are writing this in ascending order or descending order. Okay, now it is clear. This is hierarchy. So now look at this thing. Here the arrow denotes that we are moving from species to kingdom. Correct? That means we are moving from, basically here the species is the lowest taxonomic category. Here the species is lowest. Here the species is lowest taxonomic category or lowest taxon, and the arrow denotes we are moving upward. So that means we are moving from lowest to highest category, and kingdom is actually the highest taxon. Kingdom is actually the highest taxon or highest taxonomic category. Okay. So this is the, you can say this is actually the ascending order, as we are moving from the lowest to highest. Correct? So in writing this sequence, you have to keep in mind that we have to write the species name first, as we are moving in a ascending order. We have to write the species name first, then we have to write the genus name, then we have to write the family name, then we have to write the order name, then we have to write the name of class, and then we have to write the name of phylum or division, and then we have to write the name of the kingdom in classifying, in case of classifying this organism. Okay, this okay, one more thing here, the division, the word division, we use the word division in case of plants. Only when we are classifying plants we mention the word division. Okay, in case of plants. And when we are talking about animals, we instead of division we use the term phylum. Okay, in case of animal. Okay, so these seven are taxonomic category or taxon, and these are obligate taxonomic category. You have to remember that these are all mandatory or these are all obligate taxonomic category. That means when we are classifying any living organism, we have to mention these seven taxonomic category. Okay, besides this taxonomic category, there are other taxonomic category also. There are some other taxon also, such as, for an example, you know the word super. You know the word super and you know the word sub. If we add the word super before phylum, it will be superphylum. And if we add the word sub with the phylum, it will be subphylum. That means superphylum and subphylum. So superphylum and subphylum, these are also taxon. Superphylum is it is a slightly or relatively large taxonomic category than phylum. It will be written before the phylum and after the kingdom in this ascending order. And sub means, you know, sub means inferior. So sub means, subphylum means it is a relatively lower category just below the phylum. Okay. So these are also taxon. Super and subphylum, these are also taxon. And like this, we can write superclass, subclass. We can write superorder, suborder. We can write superfamily, subfamily. We can write, you may heard the term tribe. These are also taxonomic category or taxon. But these are not obligate taxonomic category, right? We use this super and sub term. We can use these kind of taxonomic category to classify an organism in more detail. Okay, but these are not mandatory or these are not obligate category. When we are talking about obligate category, we have to mention these 7 taxonomic category while classifying an organism. Okay, and in this perfect order, in this proper order you have to mention. Okay, you cannot write just you cannot just write species before order. This is not possible. Okay, or you just cannot write species and then you are writing kingdom. That's not possible. Okay, you have to maintain this order. Okay. Now this is hierarchy, and you know this. Okay, now you may ask, the question is, what is species? What is genus? What are these terms signifies, or what are these taxonomic category tells us? See, what is species? Species means, species comprises of animals that are fundamentally similar. What does it mean? See, human is a species, we all know that, Homo sapiens, our scientific name or the species name of human is Homo sapiens, okay? Here, we all are, Homo sapiens means it comprises all human, okay? See, we all are fundamentally similar. That means we have same anatomy or internal feature or internal structure. We have same morphology, means external feature. We have same external feature. We have same physiology also. All the humans have same anatomy, same morphology, and same physiology, correct? So we are fundamentally similar. Definitely there are some variants, you can say definitely there are some variation between humans also. This, you can say, genetic variation, but I am not talking about that. I am talking about we are fundamentally similar. Almost maximum thing are similar in case of all the humans, correct? So species comprises of organisms or individuals that are fundamentally similar and that can reproduce among themselves. They can mate with each other and they produce the offspring that are also fertile. That means the offspring will produce further. It can make offspring further. Okay. So this is the definition of species. That the organism that is included in a species that are fundamentally similar and they can reproduce among themselves and the offspring will be fertile too. Okay. So this is species, and this is the lowest or basic. This is the lowest or basic taxonomic category of classification. Now, by what is genus? Now you can ask me, what is genus? Genus comprises of some similar species. That means what? That means the species that have some similarities. The species that have some similarities, they all together form genus, or they are all included in a particular genus. That means that means genus comprises of species that are almost similar. Okay. Similarly, what is family? Family also comprises of genus that are similar, that have some similarities. Okay. Similarly, what is order? Order means it comprises of many families that are similar or that have some similarities. Similarly, what is class? Class comprises of various order that have some similarities so that they are all put together in a particular class. Okay. Now, what is phylum or division? This is actually the same thing. In case of animal, we are writing phylum, or in case of plants, we are using division. The phylum or division also includes such classes that have similarities. Okay. And similarly, kingdom includes phylum, various phylums that have some similarities. Okay. I hope you have understood what this term indicates. Now, as an example, I can say two major example of kingdom is, one is Animalia, you know that, Animalia, and another one is Plantae. Animalia means all the animals are included here. Animalia kingdom, in Animalia kingdom, all the animals are included. In Plantae kingdom, all the plants are included. Okay. So now, just take a moment and think, the species, the organism that are included in a particular species, they have similarities. I have told you that they have many similarities, but in case of kingdom, the organisms that are grouped into a particular kingdom, they also have similarities, but they have less similarity when we compare this with the organism that are included in species. Okay, let's understand this with an example. See, we know that the example of species, I told you that human, it can be human, it can be tiger, it can be lion, anything, it can be cat. So in cat species, all cats are included and they have similarities, they have almost similar, they have fundamental similarities, they are similar. But when in kingdom, such as if we say as an example kingdom Animalia, all the animals are included. Now just think, animals have a large diversity. Animals can be of various type, correct? Animals can be of various type. As an example, we are animal, humans are animal, fishes are animal, reptiles are also animal, insects are animal, earthworm, that is annelida, this is also animal, and sponges that we use in our daily life, that is also animal. Sponges falls under porifera, phylum porifera. Jellyfish, that falls under phylum Cnidaria, that is also animal. So now just think, all these are together grouped under the kingdom Animalia. Okay, so just now think, human and sponges, how much similarity between human and sponges you can spot? There are very less similarity, correct? Human and sponge have many dissimilarities, many dissimilarities. Definitely there are some similarity, that is they are animals, so that they are put together into the kingdom Animalia category, but they have large differences among them also, correct? Whereas if we compare this with the individuals of a species, that is if we compare this with Homo sapiens, individuals that are included in Homo sapiens, they are almost similar. They have many similarities between them, and they have very little dissimilarities between them. Correct? I hope you understand what I am trying to say. Correct? So, if we move from species level, or if we move from lowest level to the highest level of classification, we can say that the similarity decreases. Okay, similarity decreases. Here we can say similarity is decreasing in species. We can see maximum similarity between the individuals, and if we move upward, we can say the individuals are sharing less similarity. Like in case of class, we can see the individuals of a particular class sharing less similarity when we compare this with a species, that individuals of a species is sharing more similarity. Okay, so if we move forward, we can say that the similarity among the individuals are decreasing if we move forward the taxonomic hierarchy. Similarly, if we move downward, we can say that the similarity is increasing. We can say the similarity is increasing. Okay, so this is all. Okay, this is the basic, you can say, of taxonomic hierarchy. I hope you have understood the topic. In next video, we are going to discuss with the examples that are given in your NCERT. Okay, and we will be discussing about those examples and how we group that in a proper taxonomic category. Okay, so this is all for today. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel, and you can comment your valuable opinion in the comment section below. Thank you.